What is going on, traders? Welcome back to the Traveling Trader. In today's video, post-market, I wanted to talk about Nikola and the insane option premiums that we're getting on these Nikola stock options. And then I want to go over the next IPO that could likely blow up. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. These are my opinions, and you are more than welcome to follow if you're doing so on your own accord. But the next IPO to likely blow and why, I think this actually IPOs tomorrow, the IPO that I'm about to talk about. And then I'll go over some of the other trades that we've been making, all these options here that you see. Inovio up 29%, Nikola up 45%. That's the one that I was talking about. Hopefully 100% by the time this expires. NVIDIA, we're up 32% on this. I have some other option plays on the other platform, which is Tastyworks. The Moderna option is up 38%. Really everything just clicking. Wild day in Wall Street today. And this is all really on the backs of the news that the Fed is going to start purchasing individual corporate bonds. At first, they were just purchasing corporate bond ETFs. And if you don't know what that is, we don't need to get into it here, but ETFs are basically just a group of holdings put into a single fund that you can buy or sell like a stock. So the Fed was buying up these corporate bond ETFs, basically buying the debt that the corporations were issuing in order to help them through this pandemic. But now they're going to start picking and choosing, I guess, which corporations to buy bonds off of. And this is really an unprecedented move. So at first, if you were checking the futures from last night, the Dow looked like it was going to be down 800 points today. And it was down pretty majorly earlier this morning. And then it just swings more than 1,000 points. And we end up in the green. If you take a look at what we ended with, you'll see that the Dow ended up, 2/3 of a percent, S&P up 0.8%, NASDAQ up about 1.5%. Really just a wild swing. And if you're day trading, you could take advantage of this volatility by playing something like the VIX or the TVIX, essentially opening up your chart, like do like a 1 minute chart, and you can literally just keep leveraging the support and the resistance when you see ranges like this throughout the day. Obviously, you're going to your account has to be enabled for day trading, meaning you most likely will have to have at least 25,000 in it. But that's besides the point. You can open up the 1 minute chart and literally play something like this is the UVIXI, which is an ETF that tracks the volatility index. And as the market is moving up and down, just, keep buying and selling at these support levels and resistance levels. And if you want access to my trades, link is in the description. I send out all of my options trades, all of my stock trades, even crypto. I send those out. Link is in the description. And if you're having trouble learning options and it just seems like a complicated experience, it seems like a black hole for you, I do one-on-one training. Those spots usually go up really quick. So sign up. Link is also in the description. I don't have any more spots left for June, but I will for July. So hit me up or sign up on July 1st. And if you get anything out of this video, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section, what plays are you making? What stocks are you watching? What IPOs, what options are you looking to play throughout this week? Leave that in the comment section below and let us get right into the topics of today. So looking at Nikola, this is a hype stock, and I'll get into this in a larger context because I wanted to talk about this Zoom Info DraftKings in relation to the IPO that I was mentioning, which we'll also get into in a second. But Nikola, it's easy to see why a stock like this would pump. It's basically being considered as a smaller peer of Tesla, and with Tesla's hype, Nikola's hype is also increasing. And because it is a cheap stock and a lot of traders feel like they missed the boat on Tesla, well, then they flock to something like this as a sympathy play and start pumping this up. And you see now it is forming a very realizable pattern, almost like a bull flag, where it rallies, retraces a bit, forms a flag, and then breaks out and then retraces a bit and forms a flag. And as we saw that it was, finding some support here at this level, last week I started taking a look at the Nikola options, and they were just paying insane premiums for the options expiring this week and next. They were paying out like 75 cents or 80 cents out of a dollar on the credit put spreads. So even a spread like the $62, $61 spread, and Nikola is already at 68, was paying out like 70 to 80 cents per dollar, which is wild because even if you're wrong, you only lose the 20 cents out of the dollar. So definitely took advantage of those. And currently, I showed this earlier, but currently we're up around 45% on this. But hopefully come expiry this week, and then I have one expiring next week as well. I'm hoping to gain 100% on these plays. So yeah, from a fundamental standpoint, I have no idea whether Nikola is going to actually become a peer of Tesla's or not. I don't really care. Right now, I'm just trading the hype, the momentum, the chart, the state of the market that we're in. We are definitely in a risk-on situation where traders and investors seem to have a high appetite for risk, right? Driving these asset prices up just based on hype alone. So keep watching this. I'll keep sending out alerts in the trade alerts. So again, sign up if you want access to that. Looking at the IPO that I was discussing. So if you were on any of the trading sites today, you probably saw this IPO update. Royalty Pharma prepares for US IPO. The ticker symbol is RPRX. This is likely going to be released to the public tomorrow, so you might be able to buy shares tomorrow. I'll definitely look out for it pre-market. I'll look for it when the market opens. But there's a reason for this. I'm generally against, or not, there isn't really an always conclusive scenario, but in general, I don't like to get into IPOs depending on what the market, what the market structure is like, or what the market sentiment is like, because IPOs, at least historically, tended not to be really lucrative entries. You had no history before. However, in this type of market, like I said, we are in a risk-on type of situation. I mean, you take a look at something like DraftKings, which tripled its value. You take a look at something like Vroom. This opened up at 40, and then by the end of the trading day, it was 48. The next day, shot up all the way to 60. You look at Zoom Info, this IPO'd at $34, currently trading at 49. Nikola is one that we just spoke of. I think it did something like a 6x from its IPO. So we are definitely in a risk-on environment, and an IPO, especially in the pharmaceutical or biopharmaceutical industry, which right now is a hot industry with Moderna, Gilead, there's going to be a lot of eyes on this IPO. And another thing, if you are a fundamentals buff, if you look at its financials, I mean, this company is already doing billion-dollar type of revenues. This company is already in a net profit situation. If you look at their operating profit and their net income, they're already positive cash flow. For a small company, they have tons of cash. So I'll definitely be on the lookout for this. I think that they were eyeing between $25 and $28 a share. And in my view, as long as you don't extend yourself, it is plausibly worth a gamble. Obviously, only enter according to your risk tolerance, and always keep in mind position size, not just with this, but with any trade that you make. So watch out for this RPRX. Again, this is not a recommendation, just putting it on your radar if you are looking for new opportunities and you haven't heard about this one. And again, do your due diligence. So where do I think the market is going? I'll end with this. Looking at the SPY, I did say that because we spent a long time in this rectangle, I thought that if we are going to retrace, it would be somewhere here. Today, it looked like we were heading there. We had a major down day before bouncing back up. Unironically and unsurprisingly, still at the 0.65, fib level is where we did, end up bouncing back up. And it really took all markets with it, including Bitcoin, which was also having a down day, dipped below 9K yesterday, and just surprised everyone by climbing back up. Clearly in response to the Fed's announcement, which it seems like they just have, endless number of cards up their sleeve. Every time it feels like the market is going to crash again, the Fed comes out with some new policy that they clearly have thought of previously, and they're pulling out all the stops. I really got to hand it to them, whether you like it or not, whether you think these are inflationary tactics or not. They're getting very creative in ways that we've never seen before in our lifetime. So it just seems like the market can't lose at this point, right? Every time it looks like we are teetering towards a crash, the Fed comes in or the government comes in with some new policy or some new plan that ends up pushing the prices back up. So, I'm not one to argue with the market and go against the grain and try to be contrarian from a stubborn standpoint and, try to short the market just because. I still think that this is a plausible range. When we get there, I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. It could very well be the case that we test all-time highs again. I mean, we were less than 5% away last week. So it could very well be the case that we test all-time highs again before coming back down. It could very well be the case that we hit this 0.786 fib level again, where we did see some resistance before and get rejected. Who knows? The beauty of options is you can literally play any direction. As long as you don't try to force things and go counter to the market, then there is a play there for you every single day. All right, lastly, let us check on Deutsche Bank. Why Deutsche Bank? Well, because if you are familiar with this channel, at the beginning of every month, I pick a random play from a comment section and I'll enter it fully using this account, this Webull account that I have set up just for that. So Deutsche Bank looked like it was green when I first entered this trade. Now we're down about 3%. So the person whose comment I picked looks like they're not going to make any money. But the good news is they have about 15 days left. So we'll see what happens with Deutsche Bank. But so far, even on a good market day, it's down 3%. But we'll continue to track it, and I will continue to take your comments and enter those plays randomly. Anyway, that is it for this video. Go ahead and leave it a thumbs up. Share your plays in the comment section below. Let me know what it is that you're playing, what options, what stocks, what crypto you guys are playing. Help each other out, give each other ideas. Sign up if you want access to the trade alerts. If you want one-on-one training with me, July 1st will be the next time that you can actually sign up. So sign up on July 1st. Stay safe out there, traders. Peace.